Alright, welcome back here, and I think tonight, moving away from Mahjong, I'm going to start streaming some Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. I tried this the other night, and it didn't quite work out from a quality standpoint, so figured I'd come back to it. This is one of my all-time favorite wrestling games. I'm a big fan of wrestling video games, and specifically those on the N64. I was just completely, in love with the WCW games, and I kind of enjoyed WrestleMania 2000. Wasn't so much into No Mercy, but this game is absolutely incredible. This is, I think, the culmination of the series. So we have a single match, tag match, three-way. Let's go with the single match. One of the reasons why this game is so terrific is that you have, first of all, you have the great venues, so I'll just choose the Tokyo Dome, and you have an incredible roster, an absolutely wonderful roster of characters. If you were ever interested in Japanese pro wrestling, really the heyday of Japanese pro wrestling, this is the game for you. And we have Mitsuharu Misawa, a Noah wrestler. Let's see, Ogawa, Taue. I don't know all of these guys. Was that the heavy guy? Who is he? Can't think of his name. Morishima, perhaps. That's Morishima. Or is this Morishima? A masked wrestler. But if you just take a look at some of these rosters, you have Kenta, Kobashi. These are the Shin Nihon guys, the New Japan wrestlers. And let's see here. Tiger Mask. Well, let's be Tiger Mask. Start things off. Probably Tiger Mask at this point. Maybe this was still Tiger Mask number 4. And let's take on the masked wrestler that we just saw from Noah. Dr. Jr.? Maybe this is Dr. Wagner Jr.? Possible. Alright. As you can see, really, really nice graphics. I always like the fact that they give you the in-locker room shot. If you ever watched All Japan from the mid to late 90s, and then even into Noah, you had the shot of the wrestlers kind of like focusing, preparing on coming out to the arena, which was pretty cool. I don't know, Tiger Mask. I know now we're in the day of Tiger Mask. I don't know, Tiger Mask 4 now. I don't know if this is Tiger Mask 4. But pretty nice move. So many different moves in this guy. Oh no, I can't get pinned. He got me. Oh my god. Well, that just sucks. I almost want to have a rematch there. Well, anyway, Tiger Mask stinks. Anyway, Tiger Mask number 4 is like just a comedy act these days. Alright, it's time to get serious. Let's have a true main event. Now that's cool because that's Misawa as Tiger Mask, which is awesome. He was a great Tiger Mask, as was the first. And here we have Kobashi, the lightning bolt outfit that he has. Now, let's go classic Kobashi versus Misawa. Put it in the Tokyo Dome. And these guys have actually the real entrance music, real entrance themes that they used in All Japan and Noah. For those not too familiar with these terms, you know, all Japan and New Japan were the two really big promotions, you know, from the 70s through basically 2000. And there were some other promotions of note that sort of came and went, but Misawa and, as we're seeing here, Kobashi Kenta were kind of the two main stars. And if you have even the most passing interest in pro wrestling, you have to check out some of their matches. They had absolutely incredible encounters over the years, just really works of art. Particularly I think their final big match from 2003, and you can find this on YouTube. Oh, not having a good night here. Which was just a world-class match. It was New Year's Eve, I think, 2003, and you just had the sense that it was the last time these two guys were going to have a super high-caliber main event match. There we go. Anyway, getting back to the promotions, in 1999, the owner... Oh, again... The owner and lead promoter of All Japan, Giant Baba, died. And here you have that strike system. And there's really no way to... Well, no, I was going to say there's no way to block... Oh! Well, I knock him out with my elbow. I did not. Misawa was known for big, powerful elbow strikes. Anyway, he died and kind of left the company in control of his wife. And Misawa, the guy in the green here, was supposed to run things. And I got into a big disagreement with the wife. I think it was over health care, I think, for the wrestlers. Anyway, he left and started his own promotion, which was Noah, named after Noah's Ark, kind of the new... sort of just to symbolize kind of this new adventure, this new in pro wrestling. As you can see here, I'm trying to... He seems to have blocked most of my heavy moves. And so that's how Noah came about. So this game, having come out in I think it was 2000, or it might have been 2002. I'll look that one up. I think it was 2000. You know, right after the New Japan, or the All Japan Noah split. There we go. Kind of blocked it. Got looking for the Tiger suplex. This game, for whatever reason, is, I think, a lot more challenging. And as we see here, we've got some... Oh, the triple chops. This game's a lot more challenging than the US games, the WCW versus NWO games. Now, granted, since I don't read kanji, I'm not really... Oh, that tombstone pile driver. I'm not really certain what difficulty I have it on. I don't know that I ever... attempted to change it. It's a lost opportunity there. But I don't know. Whatever mode I'm on is fairly challenging. Alright, now I get to nail him with some strikes. But I found out about... I found out about this game. I saw it on YouTube, I think. And at that point, I was collecting all of the US games. Oh, the Tiger Driver. Got him. And I was just like, wait a minute, there's a Japanese version of this? Of course, you get those awesome replays. So, let's see here. What sort of match will we have next? I've never been a fan of the two-player game. You know, like the tag matches. But you can have like leagues. You can have, I don't know what this is. This is a tournament mode. I don't know if they have a battle royal in here, which kind of sucks because that was like one of my favorite modes to play in the WCW games. Let's like go through the roster. It's a three-way. Oh no, here's the battle royal. What am I talking about? What is this? There was an MMA mode, I think. Oh, this is the elimination battle royal three-way. I'm not going to do a battle royal just because it takes like a real long time. So let's go through. Let's play in the baseball stadium and just kind of. There's like a Legends group here, which I thought was pretty awesome. Let's see, who are the Legends? Well, we've got Inoki, we've got Baba. I'm not sure who that is. Stan Hanson. Don't know who that is. This is Hiroshi Hase, who eventually made his way into the Japanese Senate. Oh, that's Hashimoto, who's all died of a heart attack. This guy was a great wrestler, Shinya Hashimoto. I'm going to pick him. Who else do we have? Don't know who these guys are. Pro Wrestling Japan. I guess this is was another league at the time. Free wrestlers here. Seamus. I mean, this guy is in Dragon's Gate now. Taka Michinoku, at that point probably having just returned from the United States. Kamala, oh man, Kamala. Remember Kamala from the WWF days? Managed by Harvey Whippleman. I did not realize he was in Japan in 2000, the early 2000s. Let's see. Bob, this is Bob Sapp. Wow, Bob Sapp in the game. It's a Don Fry. Don Fry. We've got to have an MMA match afterwards, but I don't know. Who should we put in here? You know, it's funny. The MMA guys in this game are actually pretty good. And I mean, when they put a submission on, you know, like, you will submit. Let's New Japan, Gary Albright, Scott Norton. Let's go Scott Norton, Shinya Hashimoto. Hashimoto was just a tremendous talent and really had this great physical style, a tremendous amount of charisma. Just a shame that he lost his life when he did. I think his son now has made a certain degree of impact on the scene in Japan. And Scott Norton, arm wrestler, really successful arm wrestler, and he had a little run in the NWO angle there in WCW, but really a valued, sort of long-time New Japan wrestler, and you know, really a tough guy. So let's see what we can do here. Hashimoto was known for his kicks and just was so physical with them. He had you know, armbar submission. You know, when you watch him, you just appreciate. I mean, this guy was such a complete wrestler, and it's funny because he didn't have the physique. He was really an overweight guy, and just didn't necessarily look the part. DDT off the ropes as a reversal, but when when he got in the ring, he was tremendous. Let's see, Norton's throwing his weight around here. This Greco-Roman sort of knuckle lock battle. When I saw that, and that's been in these games since the WCW NWO World Tour. I mean, I was just blown away that video games were actually able, wrestling games could sort of simulate that move, and that's what this series was so great at doing. Against the ropes here. I don't remember what Hashimoto's finisher was. Alright. It doesn't have a move off the top. I want to say it was sort of a modified suplex type move. I can't quite recall. But we'll see it soon. Like all the games in this series, this one had a alright. These combos were like the best moves. Of course, I finished mine too soon. It had a spirit system. Basically, you'd get sort of spirit credit for having the momentum of the match in your favor, and you can also raise it by pandering to the crowd. So here we go. Let's see what his finisher is. I think it's a finisher from the front grapple. Brainbuster. Let's see if I knock him out. Yes. Yeah, Hashimoto, it was just incredible wrestler. Alright, another match. Let's see. Gotta have that MMA match. We'll do it in Cork and Hall. Where were they? Bob Sapp, Don Fry. Sort of a throwback to Pride. I don't... there he is. I mean, Bob Sapp. I'm not sure how they got the license for these guys. Then again, I got this game from, used from Japan. So maybe these were created characters. I'm not sure. But there definitely was, somewhere buried in this game is an MMA mode, or you could at least change the rules and have MMA rules. And basically kind of like have an early sort of Pride fight. You can see Sapp with his punches. Bob Sapp, such a phenom on the Japanese MMA scene, and I don't know how good he ultimately was. I know he did, he did K1, and it kind of seemed like whenever I saw him, he was sort of a whipping boy for the really, really good fighters. I mean, he could beat up a lot of guys, but when he wrestled, or when he fought some like the top competition in Japan, it seemed like he was just getting hurt a lot, which was kind of sad. Like I remember a lot of times in K1, he'd really be sort of big and tough and come in with those punches, and then someone would just like go after his legs and kick his legs out, and he would just be in tremendous pain. I know he had maybe his best match in... Uh-oh. Fry's getting back in it. What was his best match in K1, I think, was he reached a final of one of their Grand Prix, and he wrestled Ernesto Hoost. Or wrestled. He kickboxed Ernesto Hoost, and really, Ernesto Hoost was, you know, maybe the second greatest kickboxer of all time, next to Andy Hug or however you pronounce his name. Andy Hug was a Swiss kickboxer who just was like a legend in Japan. It was kind of an interesting story. That guy was, I mean, I don't know if he got a state burial in Japan, but he was just a revered figure. Anyway, he may be the best. Ernesto Hoost, a Dutch kickboxer, you know, maybe the second best. Maybe you'd say Semi Schilt was the second best, although he's still active. But in any event, you know, Sapp really held his own, I think, in that fight before ultimately going down to him. But then he, you know, I think he had an MMA match against, it was Mirko Krokop, who just gave him a shot to the temple and really hurt him. So I mean, I always felt bad for Bob Sapp. You know, he was a freak show attraction, and you know, made tons of money. I mean, but you know, he would be doing, you know, sort of doing commercials that were sort of racist, and I mean, not that he was racist, but he was kind of just portrayed. And I get the submission on Don Fry. So Bob Sapp, I don't know what he's doing today, and I don't know if he's still active. I think he wrestled on like the New Year's Eve, like the Inoki New Year's Eve show, but so I get the submission there. Let's see who else. What else can we do here? As far as I think that's Budokan Hall. Budokan Hall was kind of like the mainstay venue for all Japan. New Japan always ran the Tokyo Dome and Korakuen Hall. Kiritawa. Oh, I know what I want to do. Here's what we're going to do. Vader. One of my favorites, absolute favorite wrestlers of all time, versus, and we're going to simulate a real match. Just need to get to the legends. Where's this guy? Where's Stan Hansen? Yeah, here we go. Oh, I think was this it? Rules, you can actually think this is the MMA mode. Pro wrestling or MMA. We're going to try an MMA match too. So this is an infamous match. Stan Hansen versus Vader. And first of all, both guys were notoriously stiff and were really, you know, incredibly popular as kind of the two, you know, really American tough guys. Stan Hansen worked for All Japan. Vader, for most of his career, worked for New Japan, although I think he made the switch to either Noah or All Japan later in his career. Hansen was, I don't know if he had very poor vision. So in order to, you know, he couldn't throw working punches, basically. He had to, you know, really lay them in. And I think he was kind of a guy that sort of took pleasure in being the big tough guy, and, you know, he could hold his own with anyone in the business, and a lot of people feared him, and even fans in Japan like took it as an honor if they got whipped with his rope, or he would have like a rope with a cowbell on it. So anyway, Vader, also known for being a tough guy, very stiff. They had a match in the Tokyo Dome And Stan... I don't want to... There we go. Reverse that. So Stan Hanson, I guess Vader wasn't cooperating. At least that's Hanson's side of the story. So he punched Vader. I mean, these guys were, and you can see it on YouTube, I mean, they were laying it in. I mean, this was not, you know, portions of this match were really not worked in the traditional sense. And Hanson punched Vader so hard he actually knocked the eyeball out of his socket, which was just kind of like one of these iconic moments in pro wrestling. But I mean, both of these guys had tremendous careers, and I mean, we forget that in 80s and 90s in Japan there was a lot of money to be made for good American wrestlers, and you know, they would always go there because they could work half the schedule and, you know, in some cases make twice the money. So, Hanson's going to do the lariat. Can't believe I'm, oh. Ooh. I'm still in it. And I'm probably, oh, kicked out. Haven't really gotten any big moves on him, though. Usually with Vader in this game is an awesome character, because once you... Well, he's blocking my punches. Usually can knock guys out with the Vader punches to the head. But Vader also just had a tremendous career. He was, oh, can't be serious. You're gonna beat me with a small package? Ah. Okay, that's not realistic. Stan Hanson didn't beat anyone with a small package. Alright, I think I'm going to do one more match. I'm going to try the MMA mode now. If you could do tag team MMA, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, now I'll do this in the Tokyo Dome. And I think... Let's see here. We got the 0-1 guys. Sakuraba. I always friggin' hated Sakuraba. He was like an arrogant little guy. Great fighter, though. You can't take that away from him. So I'm going to be... You know what, but I don't want to lose my... Think about losing a couple games here that really is irritating. Be Don Fry. Be this boxing guy. This is probably a death sentence, but we'll try it. Alright, MMA mode. See how this works. It's been a long time since I've played this. I think these are basically Pride rules. Get a choke on him. But I remember this was cool when I first saw this. This was kind of one of the first, mixed martial arts, good mixed martial arts modes. This boxer guy's pretty good. The thing though with Sakuraba, the last time I streamed it, I actually wrestled him as Kamala, and that's one of the mechanics there. Instead of the grapples, your grapples in this mode kind of become setups for strikes, or they just become takedowns. Kind of having the Vanderlei Silva match here against Sakuraba. But the thing with Sakuraba is he, although this is a good move. Like, I remember this character, like, just one move, and he can get the submission. But I think I'm having a lot of success with this, like, throw and kicks to the head. And from that top guard, you can transition to the armbar, and I win. I got him. Wow. I don't think I've ever beaten Sakuraba in this game. I have no idea who this boxer is meant to be, but he's pretty good. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it a night here. Just wanted to get a little bit of streaming in. This is a really, really great wrestling game. Check it out if you can find it. As far as I know, you can only get, it's only available on the, the original N64 cart. I don't know that it's been released on any eShop, which is a shame, because this is just one of the finest wrestling games around, and I do have quite a collection of wrestling video games, and I'll try to get to streaming most of them as I kind of get myself accustomed to Twitch and trying to get the best stream possible. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon here on the Game Escape Twitch channel.